Darren McCarty and Neil Rule can give. It's time for Big D Energy, live on Woodward Sports. Join four-time Stanley Cup champion and legendary badass Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neil Rule, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., as they give their takes on all things Detroit sports. The #1 midday show in Detroit is on. Welcome to Big D Energy.
Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Big D Energy.
Big D, Hump Day.
Hump Day
Let's
edition.
go.
Top 5 Wednesday edition.
It's a heated, on fire. What do we do? A guilty pleasure.
Top 5 guilty pleasures today.
Yeah.
I can't wait for... Why is it every week I can't wait for Spencer Raxter's list?
Because
I'm electric. I'm an electric factory.
100%.
EF, baby. Electric Factory.
I'm going to plug my car into you,
Honey
man.
biscuits, man.
Yeah.
Honey Biscuits.
Yep.
Shout out Soroki's.
Shout
Let's
out
go.
No, absolutely. Jump into that Woodward Sports chat thread. Get your thoughts in there. Again, subscribe. Like tens of thousands of you have already. The biggest digital sports network, one of the biggest in the country, certainly the biggest in Michigan by far. And that's because of you. So just remember, we appreciate y'all. Even when some people say dumb stuff in here, I still appreciate that. Because, why not? But yeah. Top 5 Wednesday, Hump Day, Brad Holmes signing edition,
Yes, sir.
all of it.
Just culture galore. And what's it? Does that? And without getting into it, because we'll get into it, but when things that happen, right, during the days off, right, usually the days that are down where there is no action, they're still cooking out there at in Allen Park, and it's great to see, taking care of their own, right? Everybody got to be happy with the Lee McNeil signing.
100%. The Shaquille Oatmeal. What do you got? Oh, yeah, here, it's my constraint. Hey, we got it. Zoom out.
Oh, he's moving.
Oh, wait, no, he's moving away. Man, we just missed it.
Oh, dude. So, yeah, a little short. They're fixing the road here, the light, or I don't know what they're doing, but there's a lot of...
Installing a walk. They're still installing, like, the crosswalk.
Is that what it is? Right in the heart of Birmingham. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of vests walking around, and they seem to, like,
Congregate
congregate
right
right behind me. So we didn't want you to miss out. Just Buddy seems to get the
Gotta be
shot.
quicker
Spenny and I
than that.
laugh about it
Yeah.
every day.
Yep.
Oh, you almost had it.
Woodward Sports chat thread. Jay Thomas. Neil looks like Arthur as a human. If my sleeves were longer.
And I say, hey,
If it was a yellow sweater.
Yeah, and my sleeves were longer, I would say yeah.
what a wonderful
Oh, my
kind
God.
of day. Hey.
OMG. Wow.
Yeah. Real cream of wheat. Hey, Neil, how about that Army football team? Oh, you mean the nationally ranked Army football team? The only college football team in the nation that's nationally ranked in football and our world's military's rankings.
Okay. All right. Awesome.
Yep.
What are they ranked?
No, they're number one. In the
In-
world, they're number one.
Okay.
Yeah,
I meant in the football rankings.
20, what is it, 25?
All right,
24?
look out. Making a charge, Kenny. Do we see
Yeah.
Army in the playoff hunt? When you got to get to
Hey,
12.
If they beat Notre Dame,
Yes, on the table.
which
Hey, real quick, college nerd. Is it possible?
say that again.
He said, real quick, college nerd.
College nerd.
Is it possible that Army could beat Notre Dame? Or,
Sure.
I mean,
It was possible Northern Illinois could beat them. It did happen. Yeah, they're playing that game at Yankee Stadium, November 23rd. I may or may not roll out for that. We'll see.
you've
But,
been known.
I've been known to. I can't make Army Navy. How about this? Army Navy could play each other and then play each other again for their conference championship because they're both in the AAC. They could play each other twice.
Wow. Those are rivalry games.
No doubt. But yeah, so jump into that chat, get your thoughts out there. Real cream of wheat. Now that Aleem got the bag, do you think he would support my National Cream of Wheat Day? No, nobody.
I just looked up.
Told you, we just
I
need
need
to
bigger
get you the
glasses.
yellow shirt. That's a great one, though.
Yeah.
I do need a yellow. Should I put the collar out like that too?
Pop the collar out a little
Yeah.
bit, yeah.
What if I did that? Let's see.
See, you trying to get your Stevie Y-O. You think you
There it
slick.
is, yeah.
I
There
can
it
see
is.
it.
Hey,
Hey, yeah.
Hey.
Is he at the
told
glasses
you
store?
not to touch it.
Yeah, right? Fucking DW.
DW gets her ass whooped.
Yeah, she did.
It's her with the Falcon punch.
That was a pretty good catch, I guess. You know, like a lot
a
of
good
people will
one.
get mad about something like that. It's pretty funny.
Dude,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's a good one.
that's a great comparison. I got Clifford the dog. So
Yeah.
we're both, you know.
Yep.
Yep. Woodward Sports chat thread. Chuck Brewer. National Candy Corn Day is a thing we need. We do not.
Absolutely not.
Adiz 411. Go Navy. I support them outside of football. Navy. Like, yeah, go Navy.
Damn right.
Every time there's a battle, somebody's got to give them a ride. So somebody's got to give the Army a ride, right? So that's Navy. But yeah, no, it is. By the way, I believe my Woodward Sports Heisman ballot drops today, maybe tomorrow. I can't remember.
Okay.
There may or may not be some Army representation on there.
Wow.
Hey, I'm telling you guys, man, like, if Michigan
what
had,
are-
if Michigan
for the
had Bryson Daly on their team, they'd be a top 5 team in the nation.
I'd agree with that.
They would.
It's
for
hard.
real.
It's hard to argue.
I was told there would be no fall. Spenny, I was told there would be no fall off.
We're told
and
that.
then I heard if you guys had Army's quarterback, you'd be a top 5 team. I'm like, yeah, I know. What a world. What a crazy world we live in, KG.
What you want me to do here, man? What you want me to do, man?
I don't know. Just be honest. Brandon
Break me
Katz.
down.
Here we go. Here's Catspot. Lee McNeil's not a $25 million a year player. Brad Holmes overpaid for him. Montgomery is not worth
Here
$9
you
million
go.
a year.
Here you go
Early
with that bull.
either.
On this team, they are. And you know why? Because Brad Holmes says he is. And you know why? Because Brandon Katz says he isn't. So, I mean, there's two of the best case, right? Because
Yeah.
Katz doesn't like it means it's good.
Yeah, right.
And because Brad Holmes said, no, they are, means it's good.
And they
So,
didn't pay him all that much. Like, he's making market value.
Neil, explain to us that when it all comes out in the wash, right? That everything, and if he did overpay or if he
wasn't
did
an
lock
overpay.
it down. I don't think it was. Looking at it from...
He didn't get the Chris Jones contract. That's all
No,
I'm saying.
like
It's not an
see, like
overpay.
okay, guys, Catspot, everybody. Let me break this down for you, and I would think Catspot would understand this because he's trained as a lawyer. But you guys do understand, right? He is the 4th highest paid defensive tackle in terms of average value. His guarantee money, however, which is what they're really on the hook for, is 9th.
Is what?
He is 9th. He's 4 years, $55 million guaranteed.
So he's not... Right, and so here you go.
But
You're getting the 9th value out of a top 5 defensive tackle, right? Do you not put him there as far as with the way he's playing? Obviously, what you expect out of him, you expect him to be 5'6", right? So the value's right there for what you get back, and even more.
See, here's the thing too that I think that let me get into the mind of Catspot for a second because
Why,
I
dude?
think
Don't do
I
it
think
to
what
yourself.
I think what he's gonna do.
It's a friggin' nice
is-
day, Neil.
Well,
It's
he
hump
likes
day
to.
today. Why
Your brain too big, man. Come on. Your
It's
brain
a
too big.
wonderful time today.
Yeah, so I think what he's going to do is he's going to come back at you with some granular number like sacks. He doesn't pressure the quarterback. All I know is when Aleem McNeil's on your team, no one seems to run the football against you.
Yeah. He
I'm
makes a
not.
difference.
I'm not saying it's all exclusively because of Aleem McNeil, but he just so happens to be there every time that teams don't
Well,
run
you know
the
what,
football.
Neil? To the point, Brad Holmes says, "Yeah, Neil, what you're seeing is believing because here's the money for this man, right? Because the money matches up because the GM tells you the guy that in Holmes we trust."
He's also
Putting these pieces together, getting the guys done, right? So
Yeah.
it goes to the Amon-Ra, to the Penei Sewell, to the Taylor Decker, taking care. He's just the next one in line. David Montgomery. Now it's Aleem McNeil. Look at all these guys. All these guys are the guys that are gonna be here for the next few years that are hopefully gonna bring you that Super Bowl or multiple. You gotta like the way this is being put together. And comparatively, when you look at lists to what other teams are paying their best players at those positions.
Right.
Like that's $6 million less.
DNC ENT using Neologic is a lean worth 4 DJ readers. I'm down with it, but it can see the other side. It's not 4 DJ readers. They're on the hook for $55 million over 4 years. That's what's guaranteed. That's what they have to pay.
So it's 14.
Now, yeah. So like, provided he continues to produce, which he will, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Then that's the top ceiling. But if he's producing at that level,
you're paying him.
then you're paying him. Like that's the way this
Look
works.
at here's this question, right? Does anybody that knows football say Chris Jones is not one of the most disturbing volatile at $31 million? Oh, like wow, what a number for a defensive tackle until you see what he means to that Kansas City team. Without
He's a
him,
freak.
they don't win the Super Bowl because there's a complete pass from Burrow to Chase.
Right.
I believe because the coverage was blown, but
He made a Super Bowl winning play.
He did.
We can run the tape if you want. He made a Super Bowl winning play.
and he continues to do it, right? Like
Every
every
game.
time I watch him,
The dude's a menace.
that's what I'm saying. So they figure that that's their value. That's what and it's not about that production. What's it mean? We all see the eyeball test.
Yeah.
Is Lee McNeil getting better? I think he is.
He's a top 10 defensive tackle. And then when you look at everybody else, all the premier defensive tackles contracts, they're between 24 to 28 million. He's at market value.
Yeah, and
I don't understand.
My question to you, Neil, like coming in today, I knew we were going to talk about this, but the Montgomery deal, right? The win-win for both teams. Like add a running back to sign the extension. What's he getting, about 11 or what is he?
9.
At? 9?
Yeah.
So that like, where do you feel with that one? Because again, watching him and what he brings to this team, he's all worth it comparatively to what Saquon and the rest of the guys and the top running backs are getting.
And the guaranteed money is 10.5. That's what they're on the hook for, 10.5. Now, guys, let me again, because I have to explain this every single time because I get the questions, and it's cool. Again, I'm cool with it.
You're a contract guy.
Yeah, I'm a contract guy, 100%, and we're judging by the discussions I've had on Instagram and X with everybody, we're still new money Lions fans around here and don't understand, guys. If you were an agent. Right? Let me explain how this all works here. And I'll use Aleem McNeil's contract as I'll use Montgomery since I have it in front of me right now. If I'm an agent, I say yes. Hey, Adam Schefter, we just signed my client. The Lions just signed my client, David Montgomery, 2 years, $18.25 million. That's the deal. Mm-hmm. So what does Adam Schefter do? Runs to Twitter. Lions have signed X, whatever you want to call it. Lions have signed David Montgomery 2 years, $18.25 million. Why would you not do that if that's the agent? Those are the numbers you want out there if you're the agent. Mm-hmm. But in reality, in the guaranteed world, the Lions are on the hook for 2 years, $10.5 million. That's it. If he produces, he gets all the money, which everyone will be happy with it, right? If he doesn't produce, say he falls off a cliff, which won't happen,
right? But
say he falls off a cliff.
Yeah.
You got to cut him.
Yeah, you got to cut him, but
that's it, guys. Yeah. Like that's how this works. It's narrative based. I don't want to say it's the media because the media is reporting facts. That is the contract they sign, but that's what the agents push. And why would you not? If I was an agent, I would be doing the same thing.
Exactly. More clients.
100%. Like, look what I got for my client. When I sit down and Spencer Raxter's the most popular media star in the United States.
B6.
Broadcast.
That's B6.
Yeah, 100%. I say, hey, man.
What a wonderful kind of day.
Spenny, I got this guy 2 years, $18 million. You need to sign with me. Now, granted, he only got $10 million of it, but we're not going to talk about that.
I'll take it.
We signed 2 years, 18.
Sounds good to me.
18.2, Spenny.
Sounds good to me.
We'll fix that little tax problem of yours.
I'll take $1 million.
Right, for real.
So, yeah, I mean, it is. It's a show. All of it is. Brendan Dillard, bad take, cats. Cody Engel saying the Lions overpaid on a contract is such an SOL response. All right, I'm going to take the break, and when we come back, then let's get to the level on this. Let's just cut the ish and say what needs to be said about it, okay? Let's do it when we come back. Where were we at? Dispo, D-Mac. We got a new Dispo in the house.
We do, because it's all about the free weeds. It's the outdoor season. So Dispo Dispensary, how would you like to win free bud For a year, that's right. Free smoke, weed, reefer, flower, however you refer to your favorite cannabis product. It's your chance to win free cannabis for a year. Compliments of Dispo Dispensary. All you have to do, scan the QR code on the screen, sign up. You'll be entered for a chance to win. Now remember, you must be 21 years of age to enter. Terms and conditions apply, but don't miss out on this insane giveaway. Sign up today to elevate your game. Dispo Dispensary, your local cannabis plug.
What about New Holland?
Hey, Taller, the Dutch long drink.
That stuff.
That's your drink plug right there. New Holland Brewing Company over on the west side of the state. Michigan's own New Holland Brewing. Taller, the Dutch long drink. They use their own New Holland small batch gin. They mix it with a grapefruit puree, and it's magical. Let's just say it like that. It's magical to your taste buds. It's the best drink in the game. I'm sad I only got on it on Lions football when New Holland came on board with Woodward Sports, but I'll tell you this. It's Vince to be in the rotation all summer long next year and through the winter too. It's my favorite drink in the world, guys. That's it.
In the world?
In the world. Absolutely. The Dutch long drink, Taller, New Holland Brewing Company right here in Michigan. Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and woodwardsports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go!
Neil Rule here for Woodward Merch, the very best lineup of Detroit sports wearables in town. I don't know if you know this or not, but there's an election soon. That's breaking news, I'm sure. Campbell Holmes. Yeah, the Campbell Holmes had my vote. Absolutely. You can get the sweatshirt at shop.woodwardsports.com, the Welcome to Detroit. As well, the Jack Campbell Meat Missile shirt, whatever you want. It's all there for you. Baseball, football, basketball, hockey. There's a Woodward Sports golf line as well. Go to shop.woodwardsports.com. All right, keeping it pushing. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neil Rule and Darren McCarty. We got KG, Spencer Raxter, all of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread also. Freddie Felt 313, happy Neil Rule Day, a.k.a. turning on my furnace for the first time in a long time. Which one, Freddie?
Oh.
I mean, Neil, Freddie is right to the fact that if you do have a day, there would be something involved with two furnaces, not just with one furnace. But so, yeah, it's funny you said that because I heard mine kick on this morning. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And it was one of those sounds that, oh, you know what it is, but haven't heard that in a long time.
Absolutely.
So,
but it is supposed to warm up again this weekend. So,
yeah.
Yep.
Not at night, it won't.
But this is how cold it's been. I can golf yesterday, or Monday, Tuesday, or even today. I will not go golf. Tomorrow.
I've been sleeping with the windows open.
Me too,
you're an
Spenny.
animal.
I got a crack.
So
Princess won't let me
Psycho.
close
It was
it.
39 degrees this morning. You're a psychopath, man.
It was
That's
awesome.
thank you.
Yeah.
Like that's aggressive.
Both windows
man.
open, fan on.
That's aggressive.
No,
That's savage.
that's how you got to do it. Wrapped
That's
up in a blanket.
Is the furnace on in the Raxter household or not?
No.
Not yet?
Not yet.
No, they're too
How
tough.
My
does
dad
the-
asked me, he's
You're
like,
right.
should we turn the heater on? I was like, no.
How's the old man like it?
He just wears the extra blanket.
And pour some scotch?
Yeah.
Right, that'll warm you up.
Yeah, no.
He's tougher than I am. That's confirmed. Woodward Sports chat thread. All right, cat spot. There's not a single team in the NFL outside Detroit that would pay Montgomery $9 million a year. He just set the franchise record for consecutive
Really?
games
Did
with a
you watch
touchdown.
him run the other day?
Those who
I
don't
think
take
there's a
cuts.
whole bunch. Okay.
And they're not on the hook for $9 million a year. If they end up paying him $9 million a year, then you like what happened. How many times we got to go over this, you guys?
Because you're repeating it to the same person.
Right.
No, it's
or people.
There is a there's a faction of cats
those
out
factions.
there. There is a faction.
Well, they're
Well,
the
of
hard
course,
word,
cats travel in packs.
I'm gonna fight the good fight, though, man. I am. I'm gonna keep fighting the good fight. Detroit Arrow, yeah, the Anzalone deal was a steal at this point. He's just a beast of a linebacker. And then somebody said, I thought the Anzalone deal was bad when they signed it. Turned out,
Yeah.
it was
just like the
good
golf
value.
deal, just like every other deal. Like,
all right, here's the deal, guys. And D-Mac, I know you'll back me up on this one. It's very, very simple what they're doing. They are identifying their core, and they're signing their core. And that's it. And that's how good football teams are made. That's how the Chiefs were made. That's how the Patriots were made. You got your core of guys that you acquire through the draft, that you keep throughout their career, and you just keep it pushing. And that's why, too, so I know Spenny and I got heated about it yesterday, but I respect Spenny because Spenny listens to logic. A lot of people do not. And everybody that was discussing, just being flippant about trading draft picks and stuff like that said, I want to win a Super Bowl. You know what I want? Multiple Super Bowls. I want the Lions to be the dynasty. That's what I want. And with what Brad Holmes is doing here, he's adding pillars. He's poured the foundation. We're putting the brick in right now. It's built to last. It's built to last. You can't deny what he's doing. You can't deny what the plan is. And guess what, people? It's working. Now, I know the mighty Vikings are in the way this weekend, and we'll be lucky to stay in that game. But after that, after we take that loss at Minnesota, right, Vikings fans? After we take that loss at Minnesota, maybe we can just keep it on the rails and make the playoffs after all. But I don't know. But with that being said, D-Mac, you know this. It reminds me of another team that somebody in this room played for. And Spenny, I'm not talking about Centerline's high school football team.
It's fair.
With all due respect.
We were pretty bad.
But you had a pillar at the defensive line.
Yeah. All right. Hey, our swim team was a dynasty.
There you go.
We won 3 years out of my 4.
But I'm not talking about them either.
It's fair.
But they were a dynasty, led by you.
True. 3-year captain.
Is there anywhere else in here, anybody else in this room play for a dynasty? Of a core of people that, yes, they signed, scouted, drafted. Anybody else, D-Mac? Do you know of anyone? Can you call someone? Oh, right there. Yes, Mr. McCarty.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Is it
I
giving you
got
the
my hat on backwards.
Yeah.
I was just gonna go.
D-Mac? Is it giving you those vibes?
I don't know. 100% it's giving me the vibes of identifying your talent. As they're signing these guys, I just ask myself, do you look at these guys like they're going to be part of the Super Bowl team, or like you said, multiple? This is what he's built. This is building for the window, right? Whatever the 3-4 year window, that these are your guys. I like it. And everyone, it's like check mark. It's just sort of getting the Holmes seal of approval. But yeah, absolutely. It's their foundation of who are Lions, right? Isn't that what it is? Like the second contract or whatever to their guys, that these are their guys? And don't you just back it up with that's how legit teams back up legit statements about how they feel about their guys? Like, they don't mess around there, right? Like, they're not cutting the players. What it reminds me of is not the hometown deal, but just the conversation of where's the win-win here, so everybody's happy and we can move on and go out there and worry about championships instead of worrying about the bank accounts, right? That's the similarity. Is everybody feels appreciated and taken care of, right? Because a lot of these guys, it's their second contract coming off that rookie, so that's real money. Like real money. Now you don't have to worry about it. Don't have to worry about their families or anything, whatever they stress about, and they can just go out and play. That's what I think is next level too, right? Taking all the bills and all the whatever else you have to worry about away from the rink. No, dog, you got your money. Come in, let's just go play. Let's go put this thing together. That's the beauty of it, and that's leadership too on Brad Holmes and Sheila, right? We can't forget. the architect of all of this, that when is she going to get her flowers that she deserves from the top? Because she's got to sign off on all this stuff. So I have no problem, Neil. And it does remind me to answer your question, yes.
Real quick in the chat here, Art Vandalay. Jerry Jones would be on the phone right now if he could get Montgomery at $9 million. You think Jerry Jones would sign him at $9 million?
No, he wouldn't sign Derrick Henry for free, damn near.
I think he would, but he can't.
But he can't. Because the cap's not real. I was told that on Instagram by people. I love Cap's not real guy. He's my favorite. Ask the Saints. Ask the Saints how real the cap is. Spenny, what was your take on it, man?
The Aleem deal?
Yeah, the Aleem deal.
I mean, we knew it was going to get done. They were talking about it before the season started, that they were in deep talks with Aleem McNeil to get this deal done. And on paper, you're right, it looks a little expensive, but when you break down the guaranteed and then the cap's going to keep going up, I'm good with it. I love Aleem.
Yeah. The Hutch deal is going to be coming next.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hutch and Kirby.
Hutch and Kirby.
You think this would have happened if Hutch hadn't went down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
During the season like this? Okay.
Yeah, they already said, like I said, before the season, they said
the ball was at the 1 yard line.
They were in
already.
deep conversations. Right. It was going to get done.
I didn't know that because I thought that maybe this indicated that, to me, it almost guaranteed that they are going to make a move at the trade deadline because maybe they were trying to get their ducks in a row, see what actual money they had, and the person that they pursue would probably have multiple years on their deal still. So that's just me, though. I don't know.
Woodward Sports chat thread, DNC, the cap ain't real, hence why the Saints are still a functioning organization. Well, that you use that term loosely, DNC. Right. I know you're joking with that. Like I know you are, but I got that.
Functioning.
I got that all day yesterday. I get it all the time. Cap's not real is new money Lions fan. El Gato, where's Broderick Martin's deal at? I don't know. Do we say his name a lot? Like,
probably won't get one.
Probably 100%. Probably won't get one, as a matter of fact. Let's do this. Let's take the break because there's a question asked in the chat that slides right into Spenny's good topic that he had on here. So let's do the break right now. The pregame show, everybody. We'll be back at it Sunday because we do football better than anyone at Woodward. It'll kick off at 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Woodward and Maine. Terry Foster, Matthew Broder. Then they slide over. Then Sean Belizean and I step in with the New Holland Brewing Company pregame show brought to you by Sabbath Coffee Roasters out there in Clawson and Tullamore Irish Whiskey. On home game days, we'll be live at Second Best 42 Watson Street. Obviously this weekend, since the Lions are facing the most daunting challenge in franchise history, going into Minnesota and playing the Vikings, the undefeated, historic Minnesota Vikings team that we'll be fortunate just to stay on the field with. We'll be breaking that down, myself and Sean Belizean. We'll try to figure out a way that a miracle could happen and the Lions could beat the Vikings this weekend because they are number 2 on Stephen A. Smith's power rankings. Maybe if we get lucky, we'll win Sunday. Sean Belizean and I will talk about it. Woodward Sports is doing football game days better than anyone.
What about Caesars?
Caesars Sportsbook's doing sports betting better than anyone. Use a promo code Woodward1000. Here's how it works, everybody. You scan that QR code on the screen, you sign up, you make your first deposit, then you make your first bet, all the way up to $1,000. And if you lose, Caesars Sportsbook will give it back to you as a bonus bet. So there you go. You get 2 cracks at it, everybody. $1,000 back to you, up to $1,000 back to you. Whatever your first bet is, if you lose it, Caesars Sportsbook will give it back to you as a bonus bet. Again, scan the QR code on the screen. The app is clean. It's functioning. How many of these companies, man, you get on that app, it starts glitching on you and stuff like that? KG, you know.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Oh, yeah.
Caesars Sportsbook, not the case. Easy to navigate. Live lines updated in real time. You can get your bets in on the live lines. You know, we did it. Old Uncle Neil walked you through the Monday night game on the Monday Night Watch Party. Got that line trapped big fat, by the way. We won it on both sides. But Caesars Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
1800 Tequila, the official tequila of Woodward Sports. Lions watch parties and post-game shows. Join 1800 Tequila and Woodward Sports every Lions game live at Hayes Social in Shelby Township. And celebrate the wins with Smooth 1800 Tequila, proud sponsor of the Detroit Lions. 1800 Tequila, the best taste in tequila, and please drink responsibly.
All right, keeping it pushing. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, and Darren McCarty, and KG, and Spencer Raxter, and all of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread. Just chopping it up. And, yeah, talking Lions, Aleem McNeil, the deal, all of it. Art says in the chat, hey, Neil, what do we think now that the Aleem deal is done? Are they looking for a defensive end? Spenny, you asked the question, does this crush the dreams of a top edge rusher? No.
Not at all.
Not at all. Like, the show goes on, everybody. They still have the cap room to take on a premier contract. They still have the assets that they can move if they see fit. But, again, guys, like, I don't know how many times we got to go through this. If you think they're going to empty the war chest on something, they're trending not to. Is that fair to say? I'm not saying it can't happen, but it's looking like that's not an avenue they want to go down.
Plus, Brad Holmes isn't going to do anything as far as contract-wise that would hinder anything to do with making this team better in spots that he needed to, especially financially, with what has just happened in front of him. So this is all, like you said, calculated.
I think so.
100%.
I mean, why would it not? Like, has he given you any reason to not think he knows what he's doing with everything?
Yeah. Now, Neil, is it safe to say it's maybe player dependent? Depending on
it's always
what they
dependent.
Well, true, but depending on what they decide to maybe empty the war chest on. Well, not necessarily empty the war chest, but multiple firsts. We'll say that.
Yeah, I mean, it's always going to be player dependent.
Yeah.
I just don't think that's a road they're going to go down. I just
The track
don't.
record says no, but they've never been in this situation before.
Right.
And this is what I was kind of saying on the post-game show. Like, there's no precedence for this. So it's kind of hard to tell, will they actually make a move like this, seeing that you are in the Super Bowl window? Because nothing's guaranteed down the line.
Right, but I think what we have learned, and you're right, like at the core, we don't know.
Yeah.
Like Spenny and I can argue with each other and stuff like that. I don't know. He doesn't know. We can talk about what we think and all that kind of stuff. But I think when you look at maybe who they would go after, I do think that the fit thing is real with this. It's
Absolutely.
very real.
Clearly.
It's very real. Like Hassan Reddick,
No.
I bet they wouldn't take him. If it were a 5th round pick, I bet they wouldn't take him.
That's a fact.
For real. Like, he's just not a fit. And these contracts and these signings tell you they are about fit as much as anything.
More than anything. I mean, you can say it's tilted. You got to be their player and fit into what they planned. And all the guys that they've signed, look at all the guys that they've re-signed on their own. You brought up Broderick Martin. He doesn't fit their plan. You know, like you're seeing James Houston doesn't fit their plan.
That's true.
So
I guess
guys that do get rewarded.
The only way I would, I guess, kind of push back on that is because if you're going to make this type of deal or get in the trade market, you know, Dan Campbell was on the flagship and he said that they were, you know, more or less looking for a role player. I don't agree with that. I do think talent matters when you're making this kind of move, because if you're just going to go out and get just a role player or just another body, then why even make the move in the first place? Just take what you got already and make it work, because they have done it in the past.
So do you not think that he meant by role player what exactly Neil said, as far as a guy that fits into playing a role?
Maybe, maybe, yeah.
Like it. To your point, Kenny, when you hear that, right, you get stepped back. But I'm saying in this case, maybe his intentions to mean is that if we get a guy, we might just need him specifically for like what Davenport was doing.
Yeah.
What Davenport was supposed to do. Just like that rush, that
Got you,
speed,
got you.
whatever. You're not going to get somebody that has all the tools that Hutch did, but what is it that they're going to admit? They need a guy with some speed, right?
Yeah.
To push back that pocket, because look at what Reeder and Aleem are doing in the middle and our linebackers. So I think that's more what he meant than it was the understanding, but I can see how you read it like that.
Yeah.
Spenny, what's your take on that, man? And I know I don't want to spoil you for the heavyweights 5-7. Shout out you and Easy. What's your take on it?
I mean, yeah, like you said, it's still all in front of them. If they want to go get a guy, they can get a guy. They've used these contracts and they've done these contracts to where they can move around different money and allocate different funds if they really need to. Like we talked about, these big guys at the top, the contracts that actually hit, whether it be Goff, Penny, or Amon-Ra, all of those guys can reallocate funds if they really need to make space for somebody. They don't need to make space for somebody right now. They still have a ton of money in cap space this year to take a contract. So, yeah, it's still all in front of them. They can make the move. If they want to pull the trigger, they can pull the trigger.
No doubt. And, like, they have that ability to take a big contract straight up, which lessens the price they have to pay.
Right. So why go get a role player in that sense? That's all I'm saying.
I think by role player, I assume you mean somebody like Zadarius Smith. Like, Zadarius Smith isn't a bad player.
Yeah, real quick. Like, if you gave me the list of players and the cost of acquisition was what we think it would be across the board, that's my move.
Yeah, he's like, I would say he's the third tier of guy, edge rusher on the market. Because you got, obviously, the Myles Garretts and the Max Crosbys, which are a pipe dream when you look at it, but possible. Then you've got the Trey Hendricksons and people like that in the tier under them. And then you look at Zadarius Smith, who fills a role and does. I would be extremely happy if they went out and got Zadarius Smith.
Yeah, he's not to say he's not productive, but does that get you over the hump, though? Does that get you to a Super Bowl?
It doesn't replace Aiden Hutchinson.
No, and I'm not trying to.
The only way you can replace Aiden Hutchinson's production is get Myles Garrett or Max Crosby.
Right.
Those are the three best edge rushers in football. But
I'm just saying, why even hop in the trade market if you're not going to get similar type production?
If you trade for Zadarius Smith, he'll be your leading sacker by the end of the year.
Think
100%. 100%. He'll have 10-plus sacks. That's what you need at the very least. You need to trade for a guy who's going to get you double-digit sacks.
And see, Spenny, like, and I know he was cooking. I understand that.
Yeah.
But when you really start grinding it down, if you get a Zadarius Smith and he comes into you and gets you X teen sacks, 13, 15, like really what's that difference? You know what I'm saying? Like that difference between him and Hutch, even at a defensive player of the year level that he was playing at, make no mistake.
Yeah.
That difference, to me, is not worth 2 first rounds. You know what I'm saying? Like the stuff we were arguing about yesterday.
Yeah.
If you can get that kind of guy, which is, I think if they do make a move, that's, what do we call him? Like B-list celebrity.
Yeah.
Right? If they go for a B-list celebrity, I just think that difference at a low cost of acquisition is worth it to me. I think it's a win. I do, for real. Like, remember when we talked about, my whole thing when we were talking about Jared Goff was when you looked around the landscape at what Goff was making when he was a $30 million a year quarterback, which was last year, by the way. The difference between him and dollar for dollar, pretty much any quarterback in the league at their number was of value to me. Like that gap, that was a huge gap between like a $30 and a $50 million a year guy. And you were getting that level performance. When you're second in the league in yards and fourth in touchdowns, you're playing as well as any other quarterback in the league. I believe the same theory applies. I'd love to have a drink with Brad Holmes at a bar one time, and say, is that how you approach it? Is that what you think? You say we have Goff at 30, the top end guy is 50. We're getting a huge discount for the same amount of performance. Do you apply that to everything? And I think his answer would be, there's a time that we do that. There's a time where we value fit a little more. Like, I think David Montgomery was fit a little more.
Yeah.
Like, it's a movie. Like, we want to put everything, this whole thing, the Crosby thing, the Montgomery thing, the Goff contract, we want to put it all under one umbrella, right? We always want to do that because it's the easiest, because we don't have to think a lot if we do it that way. But it's not the way it works, man. Montgomery's a fit. Goff was a value. You see what I'm saying here?
No, but it's, again, the same thing. It's knowing what you need and knowing who can play that role. And some guys can do, what do we call it, like a 5-tool athlete. Some guys are more of this tool. But that's the self-awareness of Brad Holmes as the GM and Dan Campbell as the coach to know these players, right? We see it. Look what we're watching on defense. Compared to even the end of the year, that year in the NFC Championship, right? This defense looks legit, especially in the secondary and stuff like this. Now you just lost your best guy, but I think the question is how are they going to adapt and who's the next man up, or what are they going to do to address this?
Yeah.
Right? Like, so, I mean, that's the beauty of it all. The one thing that I want as a fan is that who's running the ship, who's driving. And when it comes to personnel, it's Brad Holmes, right? But it's also this communication that you see the coach and the GM work hand in hand. You don't see that there's a power struggle or anything going on. So they know this team. They know all the personnel, right down to the person who parks their car at Ford Field. So, I mean, right now it's like letting them cook and seeing what's going on. The beauty is what you brought up yesterday, Neil. They don't have to make the drop-dead decision right now. They got a little bit of time. We still got a few weeks.
November 5th,
so that means that the longer it goes, either you're going to get somebody from another team that the other team's paying right now that will come at more of a discount. So everything's going to play out because I believe Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell and all the coaches, right, and everything else knows exactly what they need and who they're going to target. And I'm Spenny, you I'm a big fan of yours, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah,
too.
Broadcaster 6. I mean, holy cow! What can I say about
accomplished
that
resume.
performance?
The only one here with an IMBD profile, I believe.
Lockdown. No, you're exactly right. Right, because of the value and what this guy brings or whatever. But you just need him to be him. That's what they're doing also, is putting these guys in this best position. You asked me earlier on about comparison to our teams, not only contracts back in the day to the championship teams, but it's also Scotty Bowman, who was the GM and coach, right, at this sort of the time, putting players together. Look what he did, how he manipulated that roster that people didn't like, right? He traded a 50-goal guy for a 40-year-old, not has been, but 5'5" Russian guy in Igor Larionov. Then he brings in his buddy Fatisa. Look how that worked out, right? People question that. So right now we're not even questioning Brad Holmes. I think that they'll figure out whatever it is that they bring in will help this team.
Yeah.
You want to help your appearance? Get your haircut at Lady Jane's.
Absolutely. Walk into Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, enjoy a $20 haircut special, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, hot towel treatment from one of the talented stylists. Take advantage of the $20 haircut special. Scan the code in the corner up there. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Walk-ins are always welcome. It's wicked awesome.
To prove that you can get just as strong at Planet Fitness, we're seeing if people can tell the difference between our 75-pound dumbbell and a 75-pound dumbbell from an overpriced competitor gym. Okay, the old flick test, that never fails.
There's literally no difference.
Plus, you can save $28 or more when you join today. Wow.
Why would I pay more to lift the same weights?
It's the Planet Fitness Strong Choice Sale. Save $28 or more. Join for $1 down, $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends October 10th. Planet Fitness. Light price, strong choice.
Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi experts Woodward Sports. The countdown to kickoff is here. Your Detroit Lions are ready for another season of grit. Woodward Sports is your #1 destination for all breaking news and Lions coverage. We are Detroit's #1 sports network. We are Woodward Sports.
Have you ever thought about volunteering but don't know where to start? Start with the Salvation Army's Red Kettle campaign. Visit registertoring.com to sign up for shifts. You'll have the option to choose a 2-hour session at a physical Red Kettle Bell site or participate in a virtual bell ringing shift to raise funds from the comfort of your own home. Virtual bell ringers can sign up and begin fundraising anytime. Traditional bell ringing begins Friday, November 7th and runs through Christmas Eve, excluding Thanksgiving and Sundays. To sign up for volunteer shifts, visit registertoring.com.
All right, keeping it pushing, everybody. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, Spencer Raxter, KG, all of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread. Also, too, because I was looking at Zadarius Smith's contract while we were in the break, and if you are able to swing a trade, you have him next year for a $9.4 million cap number. So you would have the rest of this year, you would have him next year for $9.4 million. Then all of his void years that are tacked on the back end, Cleveland will pay a $15.8 million cap hit on him in 2026. And you parlay that, and he won't be there.
Yeah, of course.
Like, he won't be there. And then when you parlay that with Deshaun Watson's $73 million cap hit in 2026, the Browns are $41 million over the cap for next year. And that's with Deshaun Watson already being restructured. They have to have draft picks. It's their only way forward.
That's why I told you Lions have more leverage.
They have to.
In that situation with them.
They have to. They have to pick this thing apart. They don't have a choice. Unless you're cool with Deshaun Watson. Let me repeat that. Next year is a $73 million cap hit. The year after, he's a $73 million cap hit. Well, Neil, why don't they cut him? Cool. He's a $173 million cap hit if you cut him next year. Yeah. He's a $100 million cap hit in 2026. He's not going anywhere. And you already restructured him for some reason. I don't know. I don't know why. So they could get more money under the cap this year. I don't get it.
Because they thought they had a chance, I guess.
Spenny, like, deep diving into it, man. Zadarius Smith, bring him home.
What would it cost you?
Mad at him, but
I mean, obviously, you'd have to be good with it on the books.
Fifth round pick, fourth
yeah,
round pick.
I mean, not a ton because he's not locked up long term or anything.
Bring him home.
Bring him home, man.
Bring him home, Spenny.
Oh, bring him home for sure.
We need a bring him home campaign for Spencer Raxter.
We do.
That should be one of you. Like, I liked your story the other day with your cider jersey on, talking about Tiger, whatever. But you do that. I want to bring him home. Bring him home. When there's somebody that comes up, bring him home. Spenny says, bring him home. Stay out, you bum.
Stay out, you bum.
No doubt. Big Con 51. Knowing that, why wouldn't you target Myles Garrett?
That's kind of what I was thinking, but.
Again, you get into cost of acquisition. Myles Garrett is
I get that.
Costly.
I do understand that, but I guess, we always talk about Brad Holmes' drafting ability, but I also trust Brad Holmes as a negotiator. So I feel like that maybe there is a way that you can do that without giving up the whole farm. But if they're that desperate, you mean to tell me?
But see, like, here's the deal.
I'll just hang up the phone if the asking price is too much.
Right, but here's the deal with Garrett, if we're being real about it.
That's scary.
Cap hit next year of $19.7 million, the following year at $20.3, which is laughable that it's that low.
That's a value.
Laughable that it's that low. But you know who knows that?
The Browns.
The Browns.
But
and if
are
you
they sure the Browns know that?
Well, who knows?
Hey, Neil, we're talking about
and they
the
can know it all
Browns.
the fuck they want. They are, like you said, 73 over the cap.
No, I get that. I understand that.
So why not go for the difference maker? No disrespect to Zadarius Smith. I would gladly take that.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, when you're in this kind of window, why not shoot for the better player in this situation?
We're not close to the break yet
for
the top five.
Yeah.
let me ask you a question. Spenny.
Yes.
Because our discussion yesterday is it ripped up social media. By the way, you made me a star yesterday, Spenny.
Hey. That's what I do. Broadcaster 6 touches things.
It turned to goal.
Yeah,
it's facts. Hey, the proof is there.
B6 rub, baby.
All I know is this.
What are you on? You're on the B6.
Yeah.
All I know is this. The Receiver series on Netflix wouldn't have been what it was without B6 that's in this movie.
Crucial part of that, Doc.
I seen you getting the rub off from yesterday.
Yep.
taking them
Pause.
deep into the streets.
Yeah, right.
No, he's probably right. He probably did see it. No, but anyway, hey. Spenny, let me ask you the question about that, because I did have a follow-up to our discussion, our spirited discussion yesterday. What's the line?
What do you mean?
Instead of talking about it in theory, let's talk about it in practice. What's the line where you get off the highway?
For what?
For Crosby, what's the line that you get off the highway? The line you won't cross.
A third first-round pick.
That's it?
Yeah.
So 2 first is your.
I would do
you're in,
2 first and Hooker. I would do 2 firsts and yeah.
But 3 you're out.
Yes.
So that's the line. What about Garrett?
Same.
Same?
Yeah.
2 first you're in. I might rock with you on the Garrett thing.
Yeah.
Because there's extended team control.
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
The way his contract is set up.
Crosby,
Contract.
too.
What's that?
Crosby's contract's even better.
No, 100%.
True, but the Browns are more desperate.
I'm telling
They're in
you
a
right
more
now,
compromising
if
situation.
you trade for either one of those guys, you're immediately the favorite to win the Super Bowl this year. And you are the overwhelming favorite to win the Super Bowl next year with Aiden Hutchinson, DJ Reader, Aleem McNeil, and Max Crosby or Myles Garrett as your starting defensive line. That could be the best defensive line in the NFL the past 20 years.
Look what we're
Yeah.
talking about. You're dealing with two right? It's a line like the Browns and the Raiders, which are if it's not like you're dealing with the shrewd business. And does that mean that if the 2 first rounders, right, that you would go I see how the Raiders and how they've been operating and won't budge off that and ask for more.
Yeah.
But because the Browns are so desperate, could you get away? Could it be a first, a second?
Yeah.
2 fourths,
And this is where I talk about Brad Holmes' negotiating power. He is one of the best negotiators in the NFL as well.
Does that
We've
make
seen
sense,
some of his
Neil?
trades.
Something like that, where we just said that the Browns are they need draft cap, so you might be something where you might give 1 first rounder, but then 5 other draft.
See, I think I'd rather do the 2. I mean, if we're getting in the weeds,
okay.
I'd just rather do the clean break and do the 2 first.
Yeah.
You know, but whatever.
And like I said, trading with, like D-Mac says, trading with the Browns or the Raiders is like me trading with my boy Schwitz in fantasy. Like I traded him Mike Wallace for Julius Thomas straight up years ago, and then Julius Thomas has 20 touchdowns from Peyton Manning on the year, and I win the league. Like,
remember the Mike Wallace days?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
everybody wanted him.
Oh, yeah.
He was boom or bust every week.
Yep.
Let alone Julius Thomas getting 2 touchdowns from Peyton Manning
Every draft day, someone would draft Mike Wallace, going, "This is it."
Yep.
And then he'd pop off, and you'd be like, "I told you." And then you don't see him for 4 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
And then he pops off.
Like Devontae Parker.
And then
Is there a way-
yeah, Devontae
and then he
Parker
costs you a loss in the playoffs, and
Yeah.
you're like, "Never again."
Is there a way Brad Holmes could play Cleveland and the Raiders against each other and get a good deal? Is that a
No, because they're in 2 different spots. I think the
Okay.
Garrett thing's more likely.
Yeah.
Because there's flat out desperate. DNCNT, crazy. They're $45 million over the cap limit. I was told the cap was real. Well, DNCNT, it's not 2025 yet. They don't have to be cap compliant till March 1st when the new year starts. That's the deadline that they have to be cap compliant.
Yeah.
And they've already fired a lot of those bullets, man. They already restructured Deshaun Watson. So,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, man?
guys? I'm just telling
I
you.
have to start cutting
I'm
people.
I'm telling you, like
They gotta eat.
It can happen.
It's
They
gonna be
gotta
Myles
eat
Garrett.
the Deshaun Watson thing.
Oh
they
my
they
God,
have to
D-Mac.
eat it. They
It's
don't
gonna
have a
be
choice.
Myles Garrett.
I would be so
I
happy.
can see it. And we keep talking about how well the Lions are set up. We got plenty of cap this year. They have things structured to where in the future they can make moves, they can restructure contracts. The Lions are set up to finally go make a move and get a player of this caliber. So I just don't want to sell this team short. No offense to Zadarius Smith, but if you can get a Myles Garrett who has a very favorable contract as well, like, you sitting pretty. Like Spinny said, you got Hutch and him next year.
Next year, you'd have the best.
You a
defensive
Super
line
Bowl
in football.
favorite next year too.
The
And this
overwhelming
leans into
favorite.
your multiple Super Bowl argument.
You just turned into the San Fran. What
You would be the
everybody thinks
overwhelming
San Fran
favorite
or
to win the
Philly
Super
or-
Bowl next year if you got Myles Garrett or Max Crosby.
100%.
How
They
about
set
this
up
year?
to do it.
This, like I said, if you trade for Garrett, you'd probably be the favorite this year too.
Let me see here.
You at the point where you don't need to keep acquiring rookies, you know.
Yep.
Before we cut to the break, by the way, since we're talking about it, we're getting pretty deep in the weeds with the contracts and stuff like. But people seem to be enjoying it. if I can point something out that was incompetent about the Cowboys, I'm going to do it. Spot Track tweeted yesterday, by the way, when they traded Amari Cooper, if they would have agreed to pay down the $18 million of his contract when they traded him to Cleveland, they would have acquired a third-round pick for him when he signed, but they didn't do that. They could have basically bought a third-round pick, and they didn't do that. Yeah. So that kind of made me laugh when
we
I
had
read
to save
this.
money for.
How about them Cowboys?
For Dak, for Rain. He had
for
to
Rain,
save money.
Absolutely. So so that did make me laugh when I saw that. Speaking of that too, since we're on the cap thing, this was an interesting stat too. The top 6 teams according to dead cap money. Number 1 is the Broncos because they got $60 million or whatever it is with Russell Wilson. They're 3-3, which
yeah. Bo Nix ain't as bad as I thought.
Not out of it.
I mean, they are, but they're not.
No,
but they're not.
The record,
they have
played themselves.
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah,
we can say that.
Buffalo had the second most. They're 4-2. Buffalo's a little different though because they still got Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Minnesota had the third most, by the way.
Minnesota.
They're 5-0. I didn't know if you knew that or not. They're God's gift to football, and they're going to beat the Lions by 45 points. I'll probably take Minnesota. Laying 2.5 to the Lions is a gift. The Eagles are 3-2, the Buccaneers are 4-2, and the Chargers are 3-2. So the teams with the dead cap, they're doing okay. They're doing all right. There are a couple of them that stink and have the benefit of the schedule game as well. But all in all, not awful, I guess.
What's the Thursday game tonight? Or tomorrow?
Patriots and somebody.
Yeah, it's a stinker.
No, that's the London game.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Wait,
Patriots and Jaguars. What did the people of England do?
Right. Why I want to wake up to that?
Broncos Saints, by the way.
I want to start my day with that.
The Dead Cat Bowl, the Broncos and the Saints.
There you go. Great segue.
The Jaguars and the Patriots. I'm opting out.
I hope Drake May goes nuts on that putting those guys, bury them even more. Jaguars, biggest phonies.
Theo in the chat says Raiders owner Mark Davis released a statement saying the trade of Crosby isn't happening. I haven't read that.
I saw people talking about that earlier.
Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah. Maybe that is the case.
He also released a statement saying he has a good haircut, so we know he lies.
Well, we had him in studio.
We did. Black Mark Davis.
Black Mark Davis was here in studio.
Black Mark Davis.
It's true.
You remember that? Like
that was awesome.
He just
if there was a black man with
Black
that
Mark
hair,
Davis, come on back into the studio. We got to talk about this Crosby thing.
That was legendary.
If you're out there watching,
Black
which I know
Mark
you
Davis.
are, can you stop back by the studio one more time?
If he has Mark Davis's hair, just end it, bro.
No,
just
he does.
He did. Yeah.
No way.
Yes.
It was Halloween and it was the Raiders game.
Hey, our yearly visit with Black Mark Davis is coming up because it is getting to be
Him
Halloween
and Black
time.
Santa, huh?
Black Mark Davis, the chair is always open for you.
Right.
Terry brings him in.
Yeah, not to be confused with Black Santa.
You're right.
They are two separate entities.
Absolutely.
But Black Mark Davis, the chair is always open for you. You're welcome. Let's sit down and break bread. Maybe we can get some Soroki's in or something like that and get this Crosby trade hammered down. You and I. I'll be acting on behalf of the Lions. Obviously, you own the Raiders, so we can get this figured out. What?
Stop going to Bo Ricks, Black Mark Davis. Get your hair fixed.
Or go to Bo Ricks forever. You should always go to Bo Ricks. Maybe we can get you cleaned up here at
Lady Jane's can hook it up.
Exactly.
Sure.
Maybe we could. People laughing about Black Santa. Black Santa, we'll get our Black Santa update over the holidays. They're always the most electric show of the year.
Oh, yeah. Anytime T-Foss comes in, you're in for a treat.
The usual Black Santa rules will apply, though. We're not going to talk about menthol cigarettes and Hennessy and all that stuff. We're not doing that.
That's fair.
Serious stuff only, everybody.
Unless there's a new Mad Dog flavor out that we're not privy to.
True.
Right?
Absolutely.
You can bring it to our attention.
Talking about Swiss Insurance, D-Man.
Absolutely. Now more than ever, it is critical to have your insurance reviewed. Swiss Insurance will make sure your carrier is not slipping in any extra fees. How do you go about it? Well, you call my buddy Mark today at Swiss Insurance, 313-530-1698, or go to SwissINS.com.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and woodwardsports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Neil Rule here for Feldman Automotive. There's 18 Feldman Automotive dealerships in and around the Metro Detroit area. What does that mean to you? Well, it means that if you want a car, they're the play. We know about Feldman Chevrolet in Novi. They are Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer and one of the highest-selling EV dealerships in all of the United States of America. I can confirm. Very happy with my purchase. But there's Ford, Kia, all kinds of brands are represented under the Feldman umbrella. They're rooted in the community. They've been around since 1996. They do great work with the Children's Miracle Network hospitals. They are a staple of Detroit. That's just the bottom line. So with your next car purchase, go to feldmanauto.com. You can start the buying process online. When I bought my EV, I started buying it right before the show and got the keys before the show was over, everyone. You saw it.
Woke.
Stop. You saw it happen. FeldmanAuto.com. All right, keeping it pushing. Hour number 2 of the show, Big D Energy, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, KG, Spencer Raxter. All of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread. Subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. If you prefer the podcast, I had somebody DM me on social media and ask, do you guys do the podcast of the show? Of course we do. Big D Energy, wherever you get your podcast. iTunes, Spotify, Spreaker, wherever it is. You can get it there as well. Someone asked, is there footage of the Black Mark Davis? There is.
Yeah, it's out there.
Go to YouTube. Just search Black Mark Davis Woodward. I'm looking at it right now. Oh, electric.
That was great stuff.
That was such an electric segment. Back when I was with Lindsey Hunter then. Shout out Lindsey Hunter.
Shout out Lindsey.
All right. You guys ready for Top 5?
Top 5.
It is a Top 5 Wednesday. For those of you that are new to the show, we've had some explosive growth again here at Woodward. If you're new to the show, on Wednesdays we do a Top 5 list. Spenny, why do we do a Top 5 list?
Because it's half as boring as a Top 10 list.
Most shows do this long, dragged-out Top 10 list. We don't. We do Top 5. Non-sports related. This is the time we kind of step out of the sports spectrum, I guess you could say. We've done Top 5 burgers. We've done Top 5 bad moms.
Shapes.
Yep.
Top 5 numbers.
Top 5
Top
numbers.
5 movie villains.
Top 5 elements in the periodic table.
Yep,
that was a great one.
That was a good one.
Yep.
They're all good, though.
Yeah.
So today, Top 5 guilty pleasures. I can't wait for Spencer Raxter's list. I know it's going to be electric. Spenny, you want to give the people what they want, or do you want to tease them?
Yeah, we can go first. I'll go first. Batting lead off, I got my top 5 guilty pleasures list. At number 5, I have sheep shearing videos. If you've ever seen these videos on Facebook, they like go and shear sheep or you know, llamas or alpacas or whatever.
Just giving them a buzz cut.
Super satisfying. Yeah, super satisfying. I'll be locked in there. Same with hoof cleanups. Like cow hoofs. If they step on a nail or something, people come in and like clean up the hoof. I watch those a lot on Facebook.
So this is like pimple popper vibes, kind of?
Yeah, it's pretty similar. The sheep shearing and the hoof cleanup ones are great. And number 4, I have smoked oysters in a can.
Oh.
I'm telling you, you get some saltine crackers or Ritz, whatever you prefer. You know, I was more of a saltine household myself. smoked oysters in a can. They come in little cans. You just open them up a little bit. You dump out the oil, and then you just grab the saltine, or you grab the oysters, put one on saltine. It's a great snack. And number 3, emo music in the shower. This is when I'm in the shower. I'm screaming emo music. Like Bayside, My Chemical Romance. All that good stuff from my middle school angst days. I'll be screaming that. Number 2, country music on the river. This is something, you get a couple beers in my hand, I get a couple loose, I'm on the river. It doesn't have to be the river, it could be any body of water, really.
Sure.
But
just laying around.
I'm more of a river guy than a lake guy. I don't have boats and stuff like that.
Yeah,
You're raft, not a pontoon.
I'll go chill on a tube in a river. And you get country music flowing with some beers in me and a body of water. Something deep-rooted comes out of me, and I start screaming country music. And then at number 1, I got the Vertically Challenged. The Vertically Challenged.
Past stories.
Yes.
Past stories dictate.
Yep.
The Tiny Tina escapades, all of it.
Not mad at him.
It's a guilty pleasure.
It is.
Where was that? Where was that swim photo at?
That was from counties my junior year.
Is that a breaststroke?
That's breaststroke.
Mid-breast?
Nice.
Raxter family's tough. Breaststroke's no joke.
Oh, yeah.
No joke.
Dude, don't you see when now they were getting all married off and now they have all these wedding photos? Like, nobody wants to mess with their actions.
Yep.
No. Cody Engel, prayers to Spenny's future wife. I'm not sure I'm not sure that's understood here. The Shaquille Oatmeal, bro, Spenny, what is this list? John Effing Lord right away.
Guilty pleasures, man.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
You're right.
John Effing Lord right away. Shout out Tiny Tina, LOL. Didn't even have to wait. As soon as he saw number 1, he knew.
Shout out Tiny Tina.
KG.
Yes, sir.
You're up.
Number 2.
Top 5 guilty pleasures.
Let's go. Top 5 guilty pleasures.
Are you on People's Court there or something, man?
No, man, it was a wedding, man. And shout out to my homeboy Justin, who got cut out the photo to the left of me.
I thought that was a jury of your peers at first.
Yeah. No, your boy clean up nice, man.
You do.
That's a nice suit.
Thank you. Oh, no, I had a mean suit game. But at number 5, Raisin Bran, this would be considered... it ain't for everybody, all right? Some people would consider
makes sense. You were trying to get your white card there.
What's wrong with Raisin Bran, though? It's a good cereal. It's a good, throw some sugar on it, man. I also like Carnation Milk, but that's another story for another time. But, hey, I'm just saying, Raisin Bran, some people consider it old people cereal. I think it's fire. You throw some sugar on it. So, at number 4, liking the Yankees. I don't care how y'all feel about it. They're the best team money can buy. I've always liked the pinstripes. I've always liked the vibe. I mean, Joe Girardi, A-Rod, the whole bit. Like, I can understand why you don't like the Yankees, but if the Tigers wasn't doing so hot, it's not a bad thing to like the Yankees. At number 3, biting my fingernails. I don't do it as a nervous habit.
I do it a lot.
For some reason, I just like doing it. Like, if I want to chew on something, pause, I'll just chew my fingernail. So, at number 2, R. Kelly music.
Oh, my God.
And listen, man. Y'all can say what y'all want about the man.
Makes bangers.
The music is timeless.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
I'm still going to bang R. Kelly at most functions. All right.
That's
you
fair.
just got to deal with it, bro. And at number 1, taking long shits. So now, when I go to the bathroom, it's normally an event. All right. So I like to go. I'm normally in there for like an hour and a half.
God
I'm like,
damn.
I'm checking. Listen, no, but sometimes you start
9 holes in that time.
no, well, listen, sometimes you start and stop up, sometimes, I get comfortable in there. I go on social media.
Go tee off. Kenny's going to go take a shit.
We'll play the front 9 and we'll catch back up with you.
I'm just saying, man. I go in there. I get on YouTube. I go down the rabbit hole, look at social media. It's a good time to clear the brain and just collect my thoughts, man. So that is my top 5 guilty pleasure.
People think the list is electric other than the Yankees thing.
Yeah, hey.
Raisin Bran getting a lot lot of love.
Thank you.
That was funny.
It's a good cereal.
Raisin Bran
I used
Crunch
to crush
is good.
Raisin Bran by the box growing up.
That shit is fire.
That made me. Raisin Bran made
Yes.
me. You're right.
David Witt, hopefully KG was exonerated in that photo.
Y'all stupid as hell.
Yeah, but you're taking a lot of strays for the Yankee thing.
Hey, it is what it is, man.
But you knew that standing. That's why it's a guilty pleasure.
Exactly. Tigers fan first, though. Always.
No, absolutely.
Chat wants you to clip banging R. Kelly.
Yeah, Chase says banging R. Kelly is getting clipped out of context for sure.
Y'all might be right.
Antoine, is you high? An hour on the toilet is crazy work.
That's crazy. I feel like my legs would fall asleep.
What?
Yeah,
That's why you get the soft seat, man. I didn't think that was that
You guys got that foam seat in the crib?
Yeah, man. What's wrong with
Do you have the blue deodorizer thing clipped on the side too that always gets piss on it?
You got the stool too?
Yes, I do have the stool. Yes. Yeah, I like to get comfortable in there. This is where my greatest thoughts come from, the toilet, man.
Aaron Teal, watching kids fall off bikes, twisted tees, screaming goat videos, and 30-plus minute showers, and Africa by Toto.
30-minute showers is another one for me.
Yeah, I like taking long showers.
Yeah. I like Africa by Toto.
Yeah, no, that's a great song.
Kids falling off bikes.
Anakin Skygore, what did I walk into? KG's list was an electric factory.
Yeah,
should we take the list and come back to DMAC?
Yeah, we can do that.
Let's do that. I think we all need
shut the clip down.
We all need to kind of
Bro, like, and he just came out with a banger in Raisin Bran.
We all need to reset.
You're always asking.
Hey, if you want to buy a house with a toilet with a soft toilet seat that you can take our dumps in, who should you talk
Mark
to?
White, obviously, he'll find the right one for you, and he can save up to $5,000 on your closing costs. Just call him at 248-290-8242 or visit him at markwhitesells.com. Like I said, he'll save you up to $5,000 in your closing costs. 248-290-8242. Mark White. Tell us about Second Best, Neil.
Second Best in Detroit, 42 Watson Street. The best spot pregame. They're 2 blocks from LCA. They got Tullamore Dew Irish whiskey. That's pretty much all you need to know. But it's bumping there for Lions game days. It's fins to be bumping for Red Wings Pistons game days as well. If you're going down to the Pistons game tonight, as a matter of fact, stop on by Second Best. But if you're not, listen on the radio. I'll be on the broadcast with Rick Mahorn. But anyway, I digress. The Woodward Sports pregame show, live at Second Best. It's the new game day stop for everyone in Detroit. Second Best, come get some. Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Detroit sports. Make sure you listen to Ermanni and Edwards with Maz next 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network.
Neil Rule here for the best youth sports leagues in Detroit. That's right, the Boys and Girls Clubs of Southeastern Michigan's 3C Sports League. They do football, they do cheer. The football's wrapping up this weekend with the championship game that we talked about at Ford Field. But guys, for next season, remember, 6 exciting teams to choose from: Detroit, East Point, Belleville, etc. Go to bgcsm.org. All the coaches are trained, certified, and undergo background checks. Equipment's provided, transportation's provided, meals are provided as well. It is the best youth sports league really anywhere. Put the youth back in youth sports, the Boys and Girls Clubs of Southeastern Michigan's 3C sports leagues. All right, we're keeping it pushing. KG's list was an electric factory.
Hey, man.
And a tour. KG is a big-time R. Kelly fan, LOL.
Dave.
R. Kelly made hits.
He had 3 of the greatest R&B albums ever.
Yep.
Like, I'm sorry.
Air Force Matt G, phone in one hand, Febreze in the other. Calls his kids in there like Craig from
You damn
Fridays.
right. You damn right.
People talking about my guilty pleasures when my child steps on a toy I told them to pick up. I like that stuff too.
Oh, yeah.
I love that stuff. Mike Hilton, I needed this laughter. Thanks, crew. Oh, Mike, we got you, and we're still going, by the way.
Yeah.
David Witt, Little Debbie's Jewel music. WWE Best of Black Cherry White Claws and Scratch Offs. LOL. Scratch Offs.
Right.
People are coming up with some good stuff today too, man.
Scratch Offs is a good one.
You got to be vulnerable in this. So I wasn't afraid to be vulnerable, and I hope that your list, Neil, reflects that, because I don't know how vulnerable you going to get.
All right. D-Mac. I've been waiting for this
I know
one,
D-Mac going to give it up. D-Mac going to give it up.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what? Let's see.
Carlos said, thanks for being honest, KG.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's guilty pleasure.
All right.
This you at a charity softball game or something?
Yeah.
Comerica Park, it looks like, huh?
Is that where it is? Yeah, back in the day. Probably 90s or whatever like this. All right, guilty pleasure. First coffee of the morning. I mean, like, literally will get me out of bed.
Yeah.
To know, like, my routine is to get up on the way. The cat gets fed first because she's right there waiting. If I hit the coffee maker before I hit that, but usually in that first cup of coffee, as I hear it, smell it, and stuff like this. Shout out to Rake who got me this Mexican coffee, which is like awesome.
That sounds
great.
great.
Exactly. Probably not legal here.
Yeah.
So that coffee's good. Ben & Jerry's ice cream, anybody who knows me, I will absolutely crush one of those little quarts every night if I have to.
Stunner.
Every night if I have to. Mix it up. Last night was American Dream, just by the way. Pet Cuddles. Love when the princess, and even when Book of the Dog, Neighbor Dog, when they come up for the pet cuddles and even sits up or whatever, whether you're lying in bed or sitting in, those are the as you get older, you really appreciate that connection. The golf course cigar, nothing like the golf course cigar.
I agree.
It just sort of clicks in and walking around with a stogie. I don't usually take mine out of my mouth. You guys play with me all the time. I hit shots with it, whatever like that.
It's wild how you do that.
That is pretty crazy.
So it's great. And anybody who knows conspiracy theories, man, bring me a good conspiracy theory.
You do love you some conspiracy theories,
I love
man.
me some conspiracy
Space is fake.
Cap's not real.
Me and Justin.
I'll tell you
Slaney.
the one that's gotten the most traction is the flat Earth one.
Oh,
I'm not there. I'm just saying
I was about to say, you on your Kyrie?
I taking all taking all the information, but I mean the whatever else is because it's all everything out there is misinformation, right?
Facts.
So
that's
so
right.
I'm
Stevie
and
Wonder
I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I just enjoy them all to get you to think and say okay, because
you like hearing it.
I like hearing it. I like hearing what people have. Because think about it. A lot of what do I love about wrestling? Storylines.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's life storylines, right? That have happened or whatever else. But it's, whether it does, it's just it makes you think. So those are mine, Neil.
Go Blue in the chat. Mexican coffee's amazing. I just got back from Mexico. Down in South Florida where I work, we got a couple producers that are from Cuba. And they make their grandmother's Cuban coffee.
Ooh.
And they're like, Neil, you a coffee guy? And I'm like, yeah. Do you want to try this? And I was like, yeah. And they poured literally like that much. And I was like, that's odd. Like, this is all the coffee you drink? Bro, I was bouncing off the walls in that studio about 22 minutes later.
Like espresso or what, the true form is like just a little bit of it.
And it was so good.
Oh.
Like, I could see how people would drink more. That's a problem.
That's why, like, the Americanos, right?
Yep.
Where it came about to the fact of, like, I can't drink this little thing of coffee. I'm going to put hot water in it and expand it into a big one.
Carlos says, I love conspiracy theories. D-Mac, how did you not put Oak Island on that list? Because that's not a guilty pleasure.
Guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
That's not a guilty pleasure.
That's not a guilty pleasure. That's a pleasure.
Yeah.
That's just over.
That is.
I think 4 and 5 on your list not necessarily guilty. I mean, just be out there with it.
Yeah. The things that I enjoy. You're right, Kenny.
Yeah.
Maybe. Everything else, because that's why.
It's not frowned upon.
Put weed on it or like those are just necessities.
Yeah. Like apparently taking an hour-long shit is frowned upon in this country.
Not frowned upon, just quite. You
it's
said
aggressive.
An hour to an hour and a half. You didn't say 45 minutes to an hour.
No, yeah.
You went hour to an hour and a half, and then
it depends on what I ate.
About, oh my God, I can play 9 holes in golf in the time that you're on the shitter. I mean, that's
It's wild. It's wild. Burn, it's all fun and games till the flat earthers start explaining the giant ice wall to keep the water in and the hotly contested far lands. I don't know what any of that means, but whatever.
No, but you let them go. But
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's like you guys arguing.
Get your shit
you
off.
You can't say that it's 100% not. You don't have it, right? You know, whatever it is. So the fact is that
people still talking about your hour-long dumps, by the way.
Yeah,
Art says that's a long time to sit in your own stank.
Well, what do you think happens when you fucking eat Raisin Bran like Kenny does? He eats the Raisin Bran. He's got to take. He just told you number 5 was Raisin Bran. Anybody have Raisin Bran that makes you shit? He also mentioned the carnation milk. Did anybody slide that by?
Right.
So if he put carnation milk on his Raisin Bran, he's in there for an hour and a half.
Hey, man.
He can't help it.
Hey, man.
He's smooth in and out.
The key is you bring a candle and or an incense in the bathroom with you, and it alleviates the smell.
See, I was never a guy. I was never a candle in the bathroom guy because I felt like it just smells like poop candle.
No, it covers the smell.
It doesn't.
You
get
buying
rid
white
of
candles
the poop
then?
smell.
It's orange
just,
bourbon poop or vanilla poop.
You got to get them Bed Bath & Beyond candles. You're getting the wrong candles, man.
I feel like the poop scent is like heavy.
Burn says
it depends on what you put in your body. Cause
Burn also says it's pure insanity, Neil. I love listening to flat earthers. That's wild, man. Some people are into some weird
I'm
stuff.
telling you, the Stevie Wonder isn't actually blind one is one of my favorites. That's a good one. It's a really good one.
Dude, go on that rabbit hole. Anyways,
we'll wrap it up here.
Let's see if Neil
my
got
top five guilty pleasures. Honorable mention was smooth jazz. Oh, look at that! Back in the day, back in the high school days.
Okay,
yeah, all
right. Neil with the feeler shirt on. I see you.
That was
Did you have the Grand Hills too?
I don't remember.
He don't know what the Grand Hills is.
I don't remember.
Cool. Don't worry about it.
Number 5, Instagram Reels. Everybody does that.
Oh
right?
yeah.
Like I just get going, and usually it's always at night before I go to bed. Mm-hmm. And then I get mad at myself for doing it.
Yeah.
And I can't stop doing it. I don't know why.
Anything specific?
No, well, usually because you usually go by what you search. It's a lot of golf, a lot of bourbon, stuff like that. Speaking of bourbon, number 4, drinking bourbon during the week, and I'm talking like Monday.
What was wrong with that?
I did it yesterday, as a matter of fact. I had an hour to kill before my son's soccer game.
Just
at
the
Grosse
pleasure.
Pointe South, so I stopped in and had one.
Well, you had to be outside. I was just
I'd
thinking
warm up.
you got to get the temperature up to be outside.
It's a chemistry game, no doubt. Which brings me to number 3, old fashions. I don't do sugar.
Yeah.
But they're basically sugar. So I will have one, and then I feel awful about the fact that I had one every single time. But they're good. The orange zest is what makes it work. But I'll have it. By the way, Stick, it makes a top 3 old fashioned that I've ever had in my life. By the way.
Remember that one girl at the golf course?
She made a pretty good one.
Said she watched the Tigers. Little did we know she was
elite.
Yeah.
And she made an elite old fashioned as well.
She made a good old fashioned.
Let me see. Number 2, cigar on the deck. And here's the backstory to that.
Okay.
I will have about 5 cigars a year. Ashton, Connecticut. That's my thing. I like them a lot. But I'll have one on the deck. And one time when my son was younger, he came, came walking out, and I was having one. He's like, "Dad, I thought you told me not to smoke. I thought everybody tells me not to smoke, but you're smoking." Where do you go from that?
Yeah, true.
And I was like, "You're right."
I
remember saying that to my dad, like when he was smoking one time. I looked back and I was like,
Yeah.
little fucking nerd, dude.
You little narc?
Yeah, stop being such a...
Right.
I should have said it. Go back to bed, you narc.
Right. You should have did the black parent shit. You don't pay a motherfucking bill here.
When you pay the bills,
You're right. When you pay
do
the
whatever
bills, you
want.
can do what you want.
Yeah. And then number 1, getting slapped by Vikings fans because I liked it. I absolutely liked it.
That's fair.
No, I didn't like getting slapped. So stop with the mask and chain stuff.
Yeah,
I like the fact
the mask and chain.
Before you even start, everybody.
Right.
You know what I liked?
The getting in someone's head.
Owning the mental battle.
Yes, and that is a big thing for you.
I love owning the mental battle.
Clearly.
I love when somebody has something to say, negative on social media or something like that. I love winning the mental battle because it doesn't impact me. It just doesn't. Like I can respond and then go on about my day. It's wild. Mm-hmm. I love winning the mental battle. Theo, Neil, I don't inhale these. I don't actually, as a matter of fact.
You're not supposed to.
Yeah, you should not supposed to.
Yeah,
You'll be
I don't.
dead within a year.
Darius Houston, I love the reels too. Art Vandelay, let the boy smoke. Yeah, absolutely. Jake, you got to teach him about moderation. I don't know, maybe I do. All right, let me teach you about KDK law as a matter of fact.
Divorce.
Say you're going through divorce. Say your kid walked out and saw you smoking, and now you're fighting for child visitation.
Yeah.
Whatever. No, but seriously though, guys, this is a serious matter. Chances are you're losing sleep about this kind of stuff. Divorce, family law, child visitation, child custody, all of it. You need excellence on your side. You need KDK Law right here in Birmingham on your side. Kevin and Catherine have over 10 years in the game. They got tons of experience, everyone. Use the QR code on the screen right now. Tell KDK Law Woodward Sports sent you. They'll pay your filing fee. But, guys, this isn't about getting a filing fee paid. It's about your legal battle. Get the best on your side. KDK Law right here in Birmingham.
And if you are losing sleep, you can wake up with Sabbath Coffee Roasters. Fresh, locally roasted specialty coffee delivered right to your door. Just subscribe at SabbathCoffeeRoasters.com. Use code word Woodward to get 25% off your first subscription order. Sabbath Coffee Roasters, it's the best in the game. That nitro cold brew has me up as soon as I wake up. So make sure you guys tap in Sabbath Coffee Roasters. And like I said, use code word Woodward to get 25% off your first order at SabbathCoffeeRoasters.com.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward Sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and woodwardsports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years? You expand and offer more products to more people. This is exactly what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC, the same great service that customers have come to know and trust on Woodward Ave, just south the 9 Mile. Check out Les Stanford in Dearborn today. LesStanford.com, Les Stanford Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. Vroom, vroom.
All right, keeping it pushing, everybody. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule and Darren McCarty, and KG and Spencer Raxter, all of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread. Appreciate you guys tapping in, as you always do. Since you're there, if you wouldn't mind clicking the like button, that would be cool. But yeah, D-Mac, you're in tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We'll be joined by Greg Campy right at noon.
Coach.
Michigan, Oakland, Little
Coming to
Caesars
see me,
Arena.
Kenny. Coming to see
on
me.
Sunday. I think we're doing him. He's going to be at Oakland because practice will be wrapping up. So we'll get him on the video link.
Okay.
So that will be that. We'll talk to Ryan Poulter, the picks.
Oh.
I went 2-1 and lost ground to these busters.
We got your top 5 Heisman if you want to do that tomorrow too, or we can do it today if you want.
Maybe we'll do that at 12:38. Yeah, my Woodward Sports Heisman ballot has dropped. So we will discuss that. I'm sure people will get charged up about it. FJ 1967, Oakland U, let's go. Stay night. As
Big
a matter
year
of
for
fact, LCA. Absolutely. Okay, D-Mac. Let's start the discussion. Lions-Vikings this weekend.
All right.
Now that all of our attention is going to be turned towards that game on Sunday, can you give me a roadmap to where the Lions would be able to shock the world and beat the Minnesota Vikings? Now, the odds makers give them no chance. The pundits give them no chance. You know, the Lions are a cute story, but the Minnesota, I don't know if you know this or not, but the Minnesota Vikings own this division now, D-Mac. Is there any way that the Lions can stay in this game, let alone win?
Well, knowing that how serious you are, and I don't detect any tone in your voice.
None
at all,
whatsoever.
The continuation of the building of what they've done on offense and to take care of the ball. It's not, and yes, I expect a better effort, especially in the middle, against the run than what Dallas, gave us, because Minnesota's defense is better. And you got to give them respect. They're 5-0, but they've done it with Sam Darnold. And I know we've lost Aiden Hutchinson and stuff like this, but the biggest thing about this team is the improvement on defense. Now, you got to go up against Justin Jefferson, but you just shut down CeeDee Lamb, right? So there is some confidence there. Now, I'm sure Justin Jefferson's going to get his touches, but are you going to let and allow Sam Darnold to beat you? I don't think so. With the emergence and the play and the confidence, the way the stat of Kirby Joseph's got 4 end zone interceptions. The Lions have given up 1 10-yard touchdown in the red zone and then picked off 5 balls. Come on. To me, that's the imperativeness of the improvement of this defense. So the path to win is by not allowing Sam Darnold to do what he's done against every other team.
Okay, say all that happens, D-Mac. Say by some miracle you're within 10 in the fourth quarter to this juggernaut of a team. This team that has set the NFL on fire. This team that right now has the 1972 Miami Dolphins, the ones that are left, texting each other, calling each other, thinking about it. How do you get over that, D-Mac? How do you get over the top of that mountain? Did you ever play a team in your career, and I'm sure at some point you did, where you said, boys, we have no shot, but today, damn it, today we're going to shock the world?
Maybe there's a couple times, when everything was going against and the only way out was through, right? And here's the thing. This has been set up. What did we say about before the season about this NFC North? It was legitimately, this is a division in football. So, you hold the title in this division, you got to go in and win in the other team's places. So this is a statement. This is more of a statement game for the Lions. And again, they're going to use not having Aiden Hutchinson to their advantage as far as motivation, and everybody's work hard, and that's what the focus is at practice.
That will be real, right? I know we're
real. And the one thing I think I said it is that I would compare it to is probably like in the 98 season losing Vladimir Konstantinov and figuring out how to play without him. Now, it might be an adjustment first, right? But they're going to figure out if they need to add that player or how they're going to use the guys inside. What did we see the other day, right? The emergence of the inside. But I saw Josh Pascal's name a bunch of times. I saw him around the ball. That's a guy that can step up. It gives opportunity. Injury gives opportunity. So I trust his coaching staff, and this is a statement game. So even though no matter when everything goes against you, and it doesn't seem like there's no way out, just got to go through.
The only way is through.
The only way is through.
Spenny, how about you, man? Can you chart a path for me? Because obviously the Lions have no shot in this football game.
Yeah.
Obviously they're going against a juggernaut in the NFL. Give me a path, Spenny.
It's going to be good on good. You're going up against one of the best defenses in the NFL, and you're going to need to Ben Johnson versus Brian Flores is going to be the matchup to watch. So I'm excited to see what they do. The Vikings defense is good at stopping the run. They're a good defense. They obviously have a lot of playmakers now with Dallas Turner and Andrew Van Ginkel and guys like Grenard that they signed. They brought in not Lattimore, Gilmore, and so they've got a lot of players on that defense. I'm excited to watch this game. It's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a fun game to watch. Minnesota's defense is tough, especially when it comes to stopping the run.
Kenneth Matthews, get this dude Neil off the show. Hey, I'm the only one in the media that admits like what this is. We have no shot at winning this football game. I was told that the Minnesota Vikings, they're 5-0. They're the favorites in this game. We're going into their house. We got to do whatever we can do to not embarrass us, the franchise, and the city. Because the Vikings are great, and they are to be feared.
They might piss themselves when they hear that horn and that skull chant.
Oh, my.
How do you overcome that?
I'm not going to watch. I'm going to go mow the lawn or something. What's the point?
True.
This is one of the all-time great franchises we're talking about here in the Minnesota Vikings. And Sam Darnold, who's had a renaissance. And if there were a Heisman Award in the NFL, he would win it.
He's back.
He's back. Like he never left. He's an all-time great. I'm terrified, KG. I'm terrified of this team. I'm terrified of Sam Darnold. And I don't know what we're going to do.
Damn. It's a tough spot to be in.
I know, and I appreciate you guys, like trying to help me out and trying to show me a way and everything like that. But you guys know in your heart they're doomed, right? You know that, right, Spenny? Yeah, this is the Minnesota Vikings we're talking about.
Super Bowl favorites.
Super Bowl favorites.
MVP frontrunner Sam Darnold.
MVP frontrunner Sam Darnold.
Hey, man.
So, can we be serious for a minute or no?
Sure. Yeah. What do you got?
What is the thing that not scares you, but what is the thing that you fear the most? Is it the fact that you don't think that you'll be able to adjust and get pressure, and Aaron Glenn's not going to be able to form a game plan to continue to get pressure, right? Because to me, it's not the sacks as much as it is the confusion and the pressure that's coming from the middle. Right, given our secondary that less than second and a half or whatever to adjust and to cover properly. So what is it Justin Jefferson? Is it the long ball? Like what do we fear of this Minnesota team? Or is there something?
No, they have a very good receiving core, obviously.
Right.
Nobody ever talks about Jordan Addison, but he's a very, very good player. No doubt about it.
Terry and Arnold's going to see a lot of Jordan Addison.
Is there any word on Aaron Jones? Like what his story is?
They traded for Cam Akers, so
it's
he's hurt.
Might not be good.
Yeah. He's hurt. Yeah.
Surprise.
Man, they're just trying to give us. They just want to rest him because they know they got an auto win this week. So
I guess
they want to know. They know they want to bring him back. No, and it's it's like Spenny said. Their defense is pretty good. Yeah, it's a good defense, no doubt.
They retool on defense.
I don't know. Again,
but this Lions offense is playing at a level right now. Nobody wants to see the Lions right now.
It's cooking.
I'm telling you. So
I think again, it's a baseline for me, D-Mac. The Lions will run the football on you, whether you want them to or not. Whether you think you're going to stop them or you don't. That's a non-negotiable. They are running the football on you. Mm-hmm. The show goes on.
Another non-negotiable. You're not running the ball on the Lions. I go into every game knowing that the other team is going to be one-dimensional.
That's it. And look, Justin Jefferson's a great player, obviously. I just don't believe in Sam Darnold. I don't. And they can be 5-0 all they want. And now let's see how they handle it. How does Sam Darnold handle it where you've had the bye week to kind of bathe in your own sauce a little bit? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you got Stephen A. Smith out there saying that he's the second best. They're their second best team in his power rankings and all that stuff. Okay, show me, because I don't believe it. Yep. I don't, and I won't believe it. You got to show me, and that's just something for me. I do think the Lions are being slept on. I just can't see a world where the Lions are an underdog to the Vikings. For real, do you expect them to win?
Absolutely.
Do you expect them to win?
100%.
Not a doubt in my mind.
Yes.
Like, what are we talking about here?
This isn't the team that
it's going to be a good
scares
game.
me. And you know what? Like people say to Hawkinson coming back or whatever.
I don't care about that.
I don't either. Minnesota never is the one that scares me. Green Bay is always the one that you have to get through.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm
They
saying?
don't scare me either.
I think this is a statement game. And because a statement game to this team is what we can do without our best player. That's huge too. You little like last week was a statement game. They're just like friggin' Alexander the Great, just taking over the world right now. They just go into Dallas and absolutely punk them. When we were hearing the commercial by Dan Campbell talking about dragging them in the deep end and drowning them, what did I say? I go, should be followed by that game highlights.
No,
They're just
seriously,
they're
why does it smell
walking
like
around this
cotton
league
blue is
right
in
now, knowing themselves, and they have a purpose. Right? There's a bunch of purposes, but two, when you lose arguably your best player, that's going to galvanize a team built like this, built like the guy next to him is more important than they are. Look at the way, like you said, how do we, like, as fans or when we're talking about the attitude or what comes out, right? It's the running game. How does that offensive line and how do they run? All the teams that you consider legitimate have a running back, have something that can pound in the trenches, right? It's a trench warfare game. You respect the aerial assault, but that can always change. That's not the constant. The constant is punches in the face, down low, offense and defense, pushing in the line this way and that way, whatever way you want to do it. Smitty, it was easy, I think, put the clip of Penny Sewell. And I didn't see that but to the pass where he blocked outside, came back. You're dealing with like this is the attitude. And here's the thing. We see it, right? Because we're here. Right? The fans that watch it on a daily and listen on a daily, we know what is building. They're sending the message even more so. Last year it was making noise around the league. Now this is is this not a statement game with the way that Minnesota? What if you're a Detroit Lion right now and you're at practice and it doesn't matter who you are, right? And you got to hear all this stuff about these Minnesota Vikings or whatever like that. Well, you know what? Let's go. Come on, fist fight. That's what this is going to be. Yep. It's going to be a trench warfare fist fight. And when it comes down to it, I don't think Minnesota, let alone a couple teams in this league, can line up against us when it comes down to it.
No, and like, look, too, make no mistake, the Lions know the situation. So after the Vikings play us this week, they're at the Rams, they're home against Indy, they're at Jacksonville, they're at Tennessee, they're at Chicago, they're home against Arizona, they're home against Atlanta, home against Chicago. Like, you do have to take care of them. Now, I like it because, again, as I talked about before, they're in the playoffs.
100%.
I'm 100% certain in saying that because the math says they are.
Unless they start losing guys, right? Like, you can't, like, losing Aaron Jones.
Even then, though, like with that schedule, so? Yeah, even then, they're going to win 9 games. Guaranteed win 9 games. Probably guaranteed to win 10. I just want to see if San Francisco is able to keep it together because they're teetering. Is that fair to say?
Absolutely.
Like they're teetering. Minnesota's going to keep either Philly or San Fran out of the playoffs, and I like that.
Yeah,
because I'd much rather see Minnesota than San Francisco.
That's a fact.
So
I here's how I look at it now, and even as you lost the Hutchinson and how you're going to adjust to that, you're on your own mission. And it's everybody else is watching you. Everybody else has to adjust to you, right? To whatever else.
And that's it, D-Mac, right there. Because make no mistake, you can put them wherever you want in your power rankings, the Vikings. You can talk about them being 5-0 and Darnold's had a renaissance. The Lions are still the boss here.
We're coming to town, and we're going to show it like that. And that's the whole thing. If you ask them, it's like, we'll show you on Sunday. We're just going to play the game on Sunday.
Yeah,
everybody
like that
else
is
can talk.
it.
You can talk. All the pundits can talk.
That is 100% it.
But you better do your chin strap up real tight.
And you better come watch us at the live watch party for sure.
I'll do it myself.
Watch party. Woodward Sports, presented by New Holland Brewing Company, Sabbath Coffee Roasters, Soroki Crispy Chicken and Pizza, and 1800 Tequila. Live watch party and post-game show, both at Hayes Social every week. Come out and join us. It's a lot of fun. Woodward Sports is doing Lions coverage better than anybody in the state.
To prove that you can get just as strong at Planet Fitness, we're seeing if people can tell the difference between our 75-pound dumbbell and a 75-pound dumbbell from an overpriced competitor gym. Okay, the old flick test, that never fails.
There's literally no difference.
Plus, you can save $28 or more when you join today. Wow.
Why would I pay more to lift the same weights?
It's the Planet Fitness Strong Choice Sale. Save $28 or more. Join for $1 down, $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends October 10th. Planet Fitness. Light price, Strong choice.
Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts Woodward Sports. Enough Detroit sports. Make sure you listen to Ermanni and Edwards with Maz next, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network.
Soroki's crispy chicken and pizza.
Yes.
Now has
Delicious.
signature wings, 7 different flavors.
Yes.
My favorite is the spicy garlic. Make sure
Yes.
you
All of
get
them.
in on these Soroki's wings while you still can. Like I said, limited time offer, perfect for football season. To find a Soroki's near you, go to Sorokis.com.
All right, keeping it pushing, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, and D-Mac, and KG, Spencer Raxter, and all of you as well. My Woodward Sports Heisman ballot.
No,
Has
seriously,
come out.
why does it smell like caca and wee-whiz in here?
All right, fair enough. Let's talk about that real quick. You want to take a look at it?
Yeah, we can throw
First
that out.
cut, everybody. My first Heisman ballot. We'll be doing this every single week. These are my Heisman candidates, everybody. At number 5, Bryson Daly, quarterback of the Army Black Knights. He's running it as you would expect, double-digit touchdowns, but he's throwing it a little bit too. And Michigan fans, before you say, how can you have him on your ballot, you would take him as your quarterback in a second. KG, I go to you.
Fact.
There it is.
I would.
Number 4, Cam Ward.
I would also take him.
I'm still not sold on that the U is back, but they're playing in the ACC. We're not going to find out till they get to the playoffs. So.
Yep.
Whatever. I still think in a big moment, and they did. I watched the UCal game a couple weekends ago. They were awful in that game. Awful. If you're not playing Cal, you lose that game. But they were. Ashton Jeanty. Ashton Jeanty. Now here's the deal. Everyone's gonna go crazy. Oh, he's the Heisman guy. He's a Heisman guy. Look, the stats are cute and all that, but you guys know how this stuff works.
You guys say cute. They're a little better than cute.
They're cute, yeah. They're nice. They're
He's
fun and
gonna
all
win
that
the
kind of
Heisman.
stuff. Yeah. Dylan Gabriel's got a dub over Ohio State. They're probably going to win the Big Ten, and he's putting up a ton of yardage too.
Yeah, that's
and
what
he's a quarterback.
I was more surprised you had Gabriel over Genty, but
now again, these are fluid.
Yeah,
these are fluid right now. I gotta see. And look, here's the stakes for Ashton Jeanty too. They have to stay undefeated.
Yeah. That's a fact.
They have to continue to win. The rest of the way, they have to be undefeated. They have to. If they lose, he's going to fall off because that's just the way the society is. And Oregon, I don't know. I don't know that they're going to lose again. They're playing in the Big Ten, by the way. And then number 1 for me right now, the injury could change this a little bit. Travis Hunter is the best at playing college football in America. There's no player better. He's elite on both sides of the ball. I have someone all the time, inevitably, someone always tells me, well, Ryan Williams is a better receiver. Okay, how's his coverage skills? How many pick sixes does he have? Travis Hunter's the best player in America. Period, end of story. Jeanty can put up all the stats he wants. He's not a better football player than Travis Hunter. And this is the award for the best football player in America,
But
D-Mac.
unfortunately, I think that he's always going to find injury. That this is going to be because of the size.
Yeah, and playing both sides.
Undersides, playing both sides. It's just the durability of the body. But as far as eyeball tests to whatever it is, he's the best athlete in college football for sure.
Yeah. He won't be doing that in the NFL either. So
No.
he'll be playing one side.
I would think he'd be a DB, right?
He's going to be a corner in the NFL.
Yeah.
Corner. That's
And then they'll throw
He'll
packages.
get 5 plays a game.
Some
Right.
packages on offense where he's running wheel routes or something like that.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Genty's going to win.
I don't think so, man. I think when they lose, it's going to be a wrap. I do.
Gonna lose to?
I'll have to look at the schedule and see if they lose.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to lose. He's running for 200 yards a game.
Yeah.
Like
Like Barry Sanders
yeah,
level.
He's putting up one of the most historic seasons in college football.
That's why I said cute is not necessarily the word. I get what you was trying to do, but cute ain't the word.
He stands there. Have you seen how he stands pre-snap? Like normally, running backs are hunched over or looking for something, or like he literally is just standing there straight up. Like people compare it to Michael Myers, because he just stands there, they snap the ball, and then he goes. It's insane. He's so fun to watch.
I want to run this by Flannel when I do the show with them on Friday. Who's a better player, Khalil Mullings or Ashton Genty?
Come on, dude. Why you doing that, dude?
Because I want to know. This is the award for the best player in America.
Khalil Mullings was a defensive player before he was a running back, and he's been good, but come on now, he's not that.
Okay, well, I want to see what Flannel says on Friday.
Flannel is not going to. I'd be shocked if he were to say that.
Woodward Sports chat thread. Anthony, Army players will never win a Heisman. They've won as many as Michigan players have.
Why Michigan got to get run into this?
Because I got to relate the material. That's how you teach. KG, you got to relate the material to something that people understand.
All right, well, find a different reference. You'll never do that with State.
Well, they're not a State fan saying that.
Okay.
Let's Go Red Wings Party is the Don number 6.
Oh!
Ha ha!
Could be.
Donovan Edwards number 6.
Yeah, there it is.
Break?
Let's do it. Let's do the break. Let's wrap it. Hey, ask DMAC.
Ask
when
DMAC.
we come back. All right? Him. Drop him in the chat, man. Your Ask DMAC. Planet Fitness. We're live at the Planet Fitness Studios, the best gym in the gym game. I'll never be a member at another gym. It'll be Planet Fitness for life, everybody. Like the Wolfpack used to say. Over 50 Metro Detroit locations. There's always one close by. There's over 2,600 of them in the world. And the gym is always clean. The locker room's always clean. Clean facilities. Go take a shower. All of it. Tons of weights, tons of cardio equipment, a 30-minute circuit if you're pressed for time, stretch stations. It's all covered. Why are you going to pay more money to lift the same weights? I'll never understand that. Some of you paying $80, $90, $100 a month because your gym's got a rock wall or a basketball court. You don't need a rock wall or a basketball court. You need equipment to work out on. Planet Fitness has you covered. Over 2,600 of them. Go to planetfitness.com. Join right now. Or just pull in the parking lot on the way home. It's Planet Fitness, Darren McCarty.
Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
What's up, everybody? You know him, you love him. Dr. Jeff Pierce, our injury insider from the Michigan Sports and Spine Center. He joins us every Tuesday. Every Thursday, he pops on Ermanni and Edwards. And guess what? He's helped Spenny and I out as well. Sports injury expert, sports injury insider, the guy that helped Darren McCarty get his career back on track. That is a factual statement, everybody. He can do the same for you if you're a weekend warrior. You got aches, pains, some stiffness you're dealing with that you don't quite know exactly what's going on with it. He is your guy. Go see the guy that the celebrities see. That when people are in for concerts, he's their doc. As we said, he salvaged Darren McCarty, brought him back to life in the NHL as well. Scan the QR code on the screen or give him a call, 248-426-9944. Dr. Jeff Pierce, powered by Amon-Ra of Southfield. All right, final segment of the show. We got some Ask DMAC if you're so inclined. If you ever wanted to ask DMAC a question, go ahead and do it. Danny G, Genty will be the Heisman winner, plain and simple. I don't know about that. If they're not going to go to the playoff, I don't think he is. And they still got to go to UNLV. And that's, you guys might not know about UNLV, but it's not a walkover. even though they did lose their quarterback 4 games into the season because he's just like, you didn't give me that money, I'm out.
Hey, man.
And he did.
Honor your commitments.
Yeah.
Lesson of the day.
Absolutely. Woodward Sports chat thread. Spenny. He's got to ask Spenny. You ever toked with D-Mac?
Oh, yeah.
I think we all have it. Some deal.
Plenty times.
I would hope so.
Plenty times. Me and D-Mac used to do post-game blunts during the live watch parties last year.
Hey.
Absolutely.
Sorry, halftime blunts.
Halftime, yeah.
BD Thought Criminal. D-Mac, your favorite sports moment you were not a part of?
Oh, 84 Tigers. 84 Tigers World Series. That was, like, that's what got the juices flowing for me for this city about winning championships and stuff like that, and being a huge fan dialed in. That was it.
DNC ENT, 7 days away from the tip-off of the NBA season, Zero Pistons segment in the month of October. We'll make sure you stick around for Friday, on Nickel Package Friday. We'll have a starting 5 for the Pistons. And DNC ENT, tap in tonight on the radio broadcast. I'll be doing the game with Rick Mahorn, as a matter of fact. So, Pistons Cavs tonight, the preseason wrap-up for the Pistons. Brian, I was watching Spittin' Chicklets pod. They said they had on Matt Sundin. He said Sergey was the toughest center to play against in the league when Matt Sundin played. Big props to Sergey. D-Mac, go ahead. Tell everybody how great Sergey was. You know I support that.
1,000,000%. Probably, arguably, thinking about it, the most talented player that I'd ever played with.
Was he the greatest two-way player you ever played with?
Yeah, I mean, like, think about this. This guy won a cup playing defense. I mean, he can do it, but, I mean, you put him on defense, and he's just an absolute weapon. You didn't lose a step. So, hopefully he'll get his jersey retired soon. But, that's the ultimate. For an athlete, it's your peers, right? Matt Sundin is a legend.
Yeah, great player.
So that'll tell you.
Greg wants to know, D-Mac, anyone you wish you could have fought that you didn't?
That's a good question. Yeah, Brad Marchand. Sorry, Tammy.
I would pay to see that.
You just wanted to put the truth out there.
Just to get your hands on him.
I would pay to see that.
You guys could do that on pay-per-view now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's still wait till he's done playing. Get him in the ring.
Oh, yeah.
You could probably even get more money if you do it now while he's playing.
But, you don't get a...
D-Mac doesn't want to ruin
you'll
his
understand
career.
this. The pros and cons for him. I even got it. He's not... I said he's a rat. He's not a dummy.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. No, that is the case. Yeah. Greg Campy tomorrow at noon. We'll have Ryan Poulter to do the picks. D-Mac, you gotta send me your picks. I just got mine from Poulter. Poulter's on a heater, man.
I was about to say, ain't no fade Ryan.
Ain't no fade Ryan now. He went 3-0 again. So we'll have him on tomorrow. We'll be chopping it up, no doubt about that. So for D-Mac, for KG, Spencer Raxter, I'm Neil Rule. Thanks for tapping in, Big D Energy. Well, see you later.